Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're in the garden and it's turning into autumn pretty quickly out here. Nice weather, to be honest with you, a little bit on the windy side, but for the beginning of October we're not doing too bad. Anyway, just thought I'd come out here because it's just quite nice really to work at the table, and I had an email from Tidradio a couple of weeks back and they said would I be interested in looking at some accessories that have just launched on their website which might be suitable for radios such as this TD-HM060 that we reviewed recently. So I said to them, yeah, sure, I'll send them over. So yeah, about a week and a bit later they arrived, and sure enough, that's what I've got on the table in front of me now. First up is an antenna called the TD-771, which is basically a long-range dual-band antenna. Now this thing is rather lengthy in size. As you can see there, if I lay it out next to the radio there and everything, yeah, it's a pretty big antenna, but it will give improved performance, so I'm told. And I've used antennas a bit like this one before. Let me just see if I can take it out the packet to show you guys. It's a very flexible antenna. There you go, you can just see there maybe at the bottom it says TD-771. So this is a dual bander, so it's focusing on the 2 meters and the 77s band, but it should also have reasonable performance on the air band. Now saying that, on their website they do actually show a few different antennas very similar to this one, and one of them is specifically for airband reception. So if that's your kind of thing and you're wanting to listen to aircraft, then maybe better off getting a dedicated antenna for it. But this one is a great compromise. But just look at the length of it, 14 inches in length. If I just lay it across there, you can see it's a fairly long antenna. But of course, if you're hilltopping, wanting that little bit extra out your radio, and as you can see, if I put it next to the stock antenna there, you can see the length difference between the two of them. And yeah, it's like almost twice the stock antenna length there. It's hard to fit in on the camera, but you can see it anyway. But it should give a bit more of a gain on the 2 meter band, I'd have thought. Maybe not so much difference on the 70, but we'll have to test it anyway and see. I'm going to take it out and give this a try very shortly. So that's one anyway. That's the TD-771. I'll leave links in the description of this video so you can find them on the website if you're interested after you've seen these working. Anyway, that's that. So I'll just put that one down a minute. Hopefully it won't blow away with the winds. And also they sent me this rather tiny little antenna. It's about 1.5 inches in length, I would say. This is the TD-805S. Now this to me looks a bit like one of those diamond antennas, those little short stubby ones. So let's just pop this one out of the packet as well. This is again a dual bander, and I really like the look of this one. Now obviously my common sense tells me that it's not going to have the same kind of range as a big antenna, but if you're interested in, you know, operating discreetly, or you've only got short range comms, then this antenna is going to look really smart on top of the radio, I'd imagine. I do like this bit at the bottom of here. This is basically like a little gold connector. I do like the look of it. It looks classy. And they claim this is better than some other similar to Chinese radios because it's a better built antenna. They actually show it on the website, disassembled, where it shows the build quality on the inside of this antenna, and it supposedly works really well for its very stubby length. So if we were to get the radio and unscrew the stock antenna, again, like I say, this is dual band, so it's focusing on 2 meters and 70. I can't see the performance being that great, to be honest, on 2 meters, but you know. And so anyway, that's what it's looked like. It's going to fit in your pocket without causing a lump anywhere, you know, and you can operate really discreetly if there's a lot of people around as well. So if you're not a person who likes to attract attention with big antennas, then maybe this is the one to go for if you're operating locally. But it's going to be interesting to see how well that works compared to maybe the stock antenna, and of course this bigger TD-771. So what I was thinking is I'll pop these onto the SWR meter in a few minutes, and we'll give it a test on there and see what the SWR is like on both of these, and see how they check out, to see where they're optimized for maybe. And the other accessory that they sent through was this, the speaker microphone. Now this speaker mic is also a brand new design. It's a very robust looking piece of kit as well, because I've had some of these Chinese speaker mics before and they've not been that great really in terms of build quality. And that's my packet flying away in the wind for the TD-805S. So this microphone seems to address that issue. It's actually called a shoulder speaker microphone, and this is what Tidradio called the upgraded HM060. So straight away I can tell the build quality seems better than the average Chinese speaker microphone. And I do like the clip on the back, so it's got a really substantial belt clip, or you can clip it to almost anything. But this is really cool because you can turn it around at any angle you want as well. So it's got 360 degrees rotation. So like I say, you can mount it almost anywhere you want, for anywhere convenient. So might be good for cyclists or any sort of application like that, really. Real nice positive PTT button as well on this unit. So that's quite cool. And again, K-type speaker microphone jack as well, so this will plug in directly into most of the popular Chinese radios such as the TD-H3, TD-H8. It won't fit the Radtels because that's a different connector type on that, but Baofeng, UV5R, etc, etc. Yeah, just plug straight into the side of there. And there you go, that's the speaker mic connected. And there it is. But we will try the audio from this and see what it sounds like. But first impressions are the build quality seems really nice on this microphone. I'm quite impressed with that. It does look smart with the radio as well. It's a little bit more classy than the average sort of speaker mic. So price wise, I checked out Tidradio's website, and at the moment they're showing us $12.99. So that's a really good price. You can get a pair of them apparently as well, a 2-pack, and I think the 2-pack's $19.99 according to the website. Just had a quick check. So yeah, seems good value for money really. And like I say, the build quality seems really nice. The cable seems good quality, quite a good length and everything as well. But proof is in the pudding when it comes to actually testing the audio quality and the reception quality on this. So like I say, we'll go through that in a few minutes as well. So we're going to do an SWR test on these two antennas, and here's the first one. So this is the little Stubby, the TD-805S. Got it attached to this Shawcom meter in line with the radio to see what the SWR comes out as when we queue up on this one. So let's just give it a try then. So we're on the 77s band first of all, 443.400. And we're going to hold on to the SWR meter because when you have one of these meters, you act as part of the grounding of the antenna system. So to make this a fair test, so as you can see there, we've got the adapters in, the antenna's in the top of there, connected into the TD-H3. Hopefully you guys can see the display on the SWR meter. With a bit of luck, hopefully the camera will focus, or we can actually see it on this display. And we're going to transmit. And there you go. So on 433.400, the SWR is just over 2. So not too bad really on that frequency, on this short Stubby, which is what I expected it to be like on this one. But let's try it on 145.200. And here we go, let's give this a try now. So I'm going to hold the meter again and do the test. So let's have a look, hopefully we can see the display. We've been outdoors. And there you go, now the SWR on this is around 4:1. So the SWR is not very good at all on the 2 meter band. But when you look at the length of the antenna, I didn't expect it to be too great, but that explains a lot really. The length of this really isn't that suitable for the 2 meter band. It might receive okay, be alright for short range, but it's not something you'd want to transmit on for a long period of time, especially with that sort of SWR really. But let's just try that one more time just to make sure I've got it right there. There we go. And the SWR meter is showing just over 4:1 on the ratio there. So that's quite a lot of reflected power really. So I would actually say that if you're using the 77s band, this antenna probably is going to be absolutely fine for you. But I wouldn't really recommend it for the 2 meter band, even though it may work at very short range. But I would certainly be keeping the radio possibly on low power. Okay, next antenna in line is the massive 15-inch one. This is the TD-771, which is a really good antenna. Should be good performance on both bands, I would hope, on this one. Maybe better than the Stubby, I would imagine. So what we're going to do is give this a test. So let's just key up on this one. Oh, look at that. Now that is really, really good. So this is on the 2 meter band. This is 145.200. The SWR is 1:1 basically. So that's a perfect match for 2 meters there. That's a really, really good match. And as you can see there on the display, hopefully, if I just bring it in a bit more, there we are, 1:1 SWR, so absolutely fantastic. So let's hope it's the same on the 77s band. So let's go up to 433.400 and put a little RF through it there as well. So let's see what we get with this one as well then. So let's just see. There you are, 1:1 again, 1:1.03, 1:1.04. Absolutely fantastic SWR on both sets of frequencies. So this antenna is very well matched for both 2 meters and 17. In fact, that's one of the best matches I've seen in an antenna for a long time of this sort. So whatever matching is going on inside this antenna, and when it's used properly, it's going to give you some good results anyway. So thumbs up on the TD-771. Nice long antenna. It's going to get you some good DX contacts, that is, on the hilltops and everything. So I'm pretty sure that it's going to be a good antenna, that one, to use. Certainly efficiency wise, it's looking really nice. So yeah, I'm quite impressed with that one. I wonder, just out of curiosity, if we just nip up to the 446 band, whether it's any good for PMR 446 as well. So I'm just going to nip up to a clear frequency there for a second, and I'm going to key down on 446 just for a minute and see what we get on there as well. So let's have a little look at the display again on this one. And again, it's even better match there, 1.01. So to me, that's going to be really good all the way up into 446. So as you can see, it's a really versatile antenna, and it really does live up to the claim of being dual band. Right, okay, so we've come up to a local high point to give this package a bit of a test, really. I've got the speaker mic with me here, which is going to be quite interesting to see what my friend thinks of the audio quality from this one. And we've also got the other two antennas I showed you a few minutes ago, the Stubby and the extended range one. But at the moment, we're on the stock TID antenna that comes with the TD-H3, so we'll see how that goes. So yeah, okay, yeah, G0SGR G7UFS. Are you by the frequency, Steve?
Yeah, G7UFS G0SGR returning. Yeah, got your time, go ahead.
Yeah, okay, thanks for doing this test again, Steve. Anyway, I'm using the Tidradio speaker microphone, the one they sent through for me for testing. I'm quite impressed with the audio from it, really. It does sound quite clear, because I've had some of them Chinese speaker mics before and they've not been very good. But the audio on this one seems quite nice, and it's quite well built. I don't know if you're getting any wind noise at all, because it's extremely windy up here this morning. I'm obviously up on the high points, up top of Short Lane, outside of town. But yeah, I think it's shielding the wind reasonably well anyway. Back to you.
Yeah, G0SGR returning. No, it's spot on, Simon, that. Well, virtually you don't notice the wind noise, to be honest. It's okay, good 20 over, nice crisp audio. There's no wind noise whatsoever with you, so it's perfect to me, to be honest.
Yeah, brilliant, Steve. Yeah, well, it might be if I turn around the opposite direction, but I'm doing my best here to shield the camera and the microphone from the wind anyway. So yeah, so anyway, going back to business, at least we know the speaker mic sounds good. It does feel nice in the hand as well, quite robust. You know, it'd be quite nice on the bikes, maybe bicycle mobile if we go again in the next week or two. Maybe bring it along and give it a test as well. But so anyway, going back to the antennas, this is the stock antenna that comes with the TD-H3 that you did the review with me on a few weeks ago. It's not a bad antenna, you know, it's about sort of about 6-7 inches long, maybe, probably. And I've got a large antenna, which is the 14-inch one, and I've also got this Stubby. So I was kind of curious to see what the Stubby antenna would work like out here, because we're about maybe 4 miles apart, possibly, up here. So maybe give that one a test first if you want. Shall I put the Stubby antenna on?
Yeah, you can do. Yeah, go and give it a test, and we'll, like I say, I would say roughly 20 over 9 on that one, so, you know, on the scale. So yeah, okay, go ahead.
So Stubby antenna on this time. G0SGR G7UFS calling. Have you still got me on this one, Steve?
G0SGR returning to G7UFS. Yeah, put the other one back on. You're about an S3, S4 to me, and you know, your audio is about readability 3 to 4.
Yeah. That's good though, I suppose, for the size of the antenna. When you actually see this in the video, you'll be quite impressed probably, because this little thing's only just over 1 inch long, really. They are designed for short range working, and I'd imagine it probably works better on 70-SEMs than it does on 2 meters due to the length of the antenna. The maximum power you can put through these is about 10 watts as well. But they are designed to be very discreet, so if you're walking around a ham fest or something, or just needed short range comms, then you know, it'd probably do the trick. But they're very similar to them diamonds. Quite a nice looking antenna though, a little bit of gold round the bottom of it, a little splash of gold on it. It does look quite classy on the radio, but obviously it's designed for short range working, Steve. So I don't know if you fancied trying 70-SEMs with it, do you, maybe?
Simon, I lost you there. I lost you. You went down into into the noise. So switch back to that other antenna.
Okay, we've done the QSY to 70.
Yeah, G7 UFS G0SGR.
Yeah, G7 UFS coming back to you there, Steve. Yeah, no problem. I've got you fine on this one. Does it seem stronger on this frequency? Go ahead.
Yeah, you're end stopping on this one, Simon. No problem. It's smack over. It's stronger than your other antenna on 2 meters. Go ahead.
Yeah, G7 UFS returning. Yeah, I thought it might be, Steve. These antennas are better on the 70-SEMS band because they're very stubby, only 1.5 inches, and like I say, they're only for short distance working and everything. But I'm quite impressed with the length of it. So for this band, anyway, it'd be absolutely fine, and maybe PMR 446 as well. Go ahead.
Yeah, I would thought so. 446, and yeah, definitely this band. It's like I say, it's stronger on here than the 2 meter one you had on the other side. So yeah, it sounds good on here, Simon. I won't use it on 2 meters. Go ahead.
Yeah, I figured that'd be the case, Steve. Yeah, I figured it would be. Like I say, the length of it just means that for the 2 meter frequency, it's just not going to go anywhere really. I wouldn't have thought. So I'd have said probably, unless you're doing very localized working like round hamfests and stuff like that. My radio's just fallen over on the gate post, so it's probably gone down in signal to you there. But yeah, it's doing quite well. I wonder if Paul's followed us up here, Steve. Shall we see if DPH is by?
Yeah, you can do. Well, it fell off the post, but your audio didn't change. It was spot on, so, good audio. So yeah, the see Paul's back. You by Paul, M0DPH? M0DPH, yeah, he's very, very weak to me up at Grindle.
Yeah, got you there, Steve. G7 UFS returning in the group with M0DPH. Yeah, okay, so this is the TID's TD-771 antenna this time. It's the 14-inch one, so I'm wondering what difference there is on that. Maybe Paul will be able to tell me in a second. So I'll just go back to Paul first. M0DPH, have you got me there, Paul?
M0DPH, that's 1,000,000% improvement, that, Simon, 1,000,000%.
Yeah, I figured it would be, Paul. This one's 15 inches long, whereas the other is like a tiny little stubby antenna. And as I was saying to Steve, they're designed for sort of close range working, like hamfests, indoor activities, that kind of thing. So you'd be looking to get a mile or two out of it, really. But Steve did say it was giving him an end stopping signal on 70, but not so great on 2 meters, which is kind of like what I expected. But yeah, this one's a different kettle of fish altogether. 15 inches long, quite a long antenna, quite flexible. Similar to my Retivus that I've got, to be honest with you, but I'm quite impressed with it, Paul. Back to you.
Yeah, that's a massive improvement, is that, mate? Fantastic, is that, for if it's straight on handheld, mate, I can't fault that at all, mate. I'm just using my Quang Sheng onto my mobile antenna on the back of my car. G7 UFS G0SGR, yeah, and M0DPH is with us, Paul. Yeah, I've got your chaps. You got them stopping to me, sir.
Oh, excellent. Yeah. Well, this is that long antenna again, the 15-inch one. So yeah, quite impressed with this one. Does receive airband very well, so I think this could be my new favourite to run when we're out and about. But I'll have to test it compared to that Retivus I've got, which is also very similar. But yeah, the Stubby was quite impressive on 70, but not great on 2 meters, which is kind of like what I expected for a 1.5-inch antenna. I think we're asking a bit much, Paul. Back to you.
M0DPH, yeah, I have one of them. I've had to look 2 of them myself. They're like a little bullet shape, aren't they? Not short, stubby one, 1.5 inches, 1.75 long, that's all. But the ones I've got work very, very well, to be fair.
Yeah, okay, Paul. Yeah, they do. Yeah, like I say, they're a lot better, obviously, on 70-SEMS or 446, but yeah, no, it's all good. Yeah, I'm really pleased with that. But yeah, 2 decent antennas anyway, so it's knowing which one to use when. But I'd imagine if you're out sort of bicycle mobile, the little Stubby would be quite good just for chatting between riders and stuff like that, yeah?
Yeah, more than likely. Right, just let me put my handheld antenna on top of my handheld, mate, and we'll just give it a quick try like that. It's MRW100. I've had this for years.
So, in conclusion, you saw those tests, you saw how the antennas perform. Obviously, there was no surprises with this little stubby one, this TD-805S, because we knew this wasn't going to work very well at 2 meter band and VHF frequencies. I think really this one's only really suitable for the 70-SEMS band, sort of up into the UHF, maybe PMR 446 for shorter range contacts and everything. The antenna match is pretty good on there on the SWR, but on 2 meters I probably wouldn't use it at all unless you're absolutely desperate. And that's pretty much the same with most of these Stubby type antennas. They're not designed for range, they're designed for convenience and pocketability, if that's a word. Pocketability, maybe. But anyway, that's what I would use that one for. Maybe going around a ham fest if you're keeping in touch with people, or maybe riding in a group of bikers or something nearby to each other, then that'd be the one that I would choose for that, for the convenience factor. However, the antenna that wins all the awards for me this time around is this TD-771, simply because it's a great all-round antenna. 15 inches long, yeah, it's quite long, it's flexible, it's well made, it receives well, it receives the airband as well, pretty decent, I must admit. I did have a bit of airband listening, it was all good, but everyone seemed to like this antenna, and certainly the performance wise, you can't knock it. SWR was absolutely spot on and everything, so that's really, really good. So that's a great accessory to put with your TD H3 or H8 or any other radio that needs a decent antenna. There are a number of these different ones on the website, like I say, so make sure you get the right one for your model. Now, at the time of filming this video, Tidradio is having a sale on the website, so there are some bargains to be had. If you do miss the sale though, don't panic. You can check out AliExpress too. They've got the entire product range on there at a very reasonable price too. I think for me this time around, this speaker microphone was the highlight of the show, and maybe the 771 antenna as well. But whilst these accessories were a surprise to me for the TD-H3, they will work with other things such as the UV5R, the Baofungs, and any other sort of radios that use a similar type microphone jack, and of course any radio with an SMA female connector too, which is like a good proportion of all the Chinese radios out there anyway. But like I say, I'll leave a product link in the description so you can check them out yourself, and hopefully you guys found this video interesting or useful to you. If you did, I'd really appreciate a like, and maybe consider subscribing to the channel too, because we're going to try and do many more reviews on these kind of products if you're interested in that kind of thing. Anyway, I wish you so many frees for now, all the best, and we'll catch you in the next video. Bye for now.